Oh, Mr. Dice, just wanted to give you an update. So we got all of the loose debris out of the bottom of your boat. Some of it appeared to be oil that had dried, and then we realized that some of it is actually a thin layer of epoxy that was put over the inside of your boat, which is so a lot of that came up. So the epoxy is not a good idea. You can end up encapsulating the wood. Now there's a product called clear penetrating epoxy sealer that is a good idea because it goes deep into the wood and it impregnates the wood with this material, and it closes the interstices so that water can't soak into the wood. But when a thick layer of a thick epoxy is put on top of this wood, then water will eventually it will get into the area that's encapsulated, and then it can't get out. So luckily, when we cleaned the inside of this and brushed it and sprayed it and so on and so forth, a lot of that broke loose. And the reason it's breaking loose is it's hard and your wood is soft. Your wood expands and contracts and your epoxy does not. So the good news is that crap's coming out of the inside of your boat. The bad news is it was there to start with. And you'll have more. And so you're probably, it won't do us any good to clean it again tomorrow or anytime soon, but the next time the boat's in, we probably ought to take the floors up and clean. We can look and see what's going on in the limber holes. The limber holes are right down next to the keel. Let me get okay, here's your keel right here in the center, and the limber holes are on either side of the keel. And so those holes are designed to let water move from one compartment to the next to get to the bilge pump and get evacuated out of the boat. So anyway, when those limber holes start to plug up again, that'll be a key. That'll be the time that we say, okay, we need to go ahead and pull the floors up and clean the boat again. And so a lot of people do that as an annual maintenance anyway. So of course they're probably doing it themselves instead of paying to have it done. But so that's my suggestion is that each time we get this, each year we get this in, that we need to be pulling the floors up and doing that. You can see when the floor was upside down, you can see all these drips of the thick epoxy right behind that frame. Right there is a drip. There's a bunch of drips along that. So, and that's just not good for the health of your boat long term. So, but it doesn't, it would not pay us. It'd be awfully expensive to remove that epoxy. So we'll just, it'll come off naturally on its own. We just need to keep evacuating it out of there so that it doesn't plug up the limber holes and cause us to have puddles of standing water in between these chambers that are created by the ribs. So I hope that was clear, and we'll talk to you later.